So Billy,
Yes.
are you excited about having a new group of art to Medicine Man Gallery?
Oh, yeah. I was going to bring them down later in the spring, but when I talked to you 2 days ago, you said they have them right now, so we stopped everything. Okay, we're making a trip to Arizona, and we brought you 11 new paintings. We haven't been to a restaurant in 10 months. You know, we haven't been anywhere. So I've been staying at home painting. There's really nothing else to do except watching a movie in the evening or an occasional football game, or when there was a baseball season, baseball. So I spend all the rest of my time painting. I paint 7 days a week anyway, but this is even more concentrated. The nudes I've been working on, I think I've got a palette now that really works, and I like this idea, you know, with sort of a moon and these green skies. The palette is altogether different than what I had done before, and I think this one particularly, the tones in shadow in the face, I think work really well. And then it's gone on to, you know, the big landscape paintings behind me as well. The palettes are just somewhat different than what they were 2-3 years ago. And I think they're more powerful. A lot more earth tone and browns. Getting away from cadmiums that I used to use a lot, and just see how effective I can be with colors that are less than shrieky. The rock formation is from Canyonlands, and then behind that I've put a mesa in from Monument Valley. So none of the landscapes that these figures exist in is 100% real. They're made up, you know, just from how I put different slides together to create landscapes. There is a rock formation that exists like that I have photographed off and on for almost 20 years, and it's around on the north side of the San Juan River, in Johns Canyon, which is directly north of Monument Valley. So I finally figured out how to, you know, put a rock formation sort of as the central focus, but with the Navajo riders around and through it. So that's kind of a different kind of composition, but I like it. And then later in the summer, probably towards September, I began a new series of descanso paintings. Descansos, by definition, is a Spanish word for where the soul rests in peace, and you'll see more of these descansos along the road in New Mexico and to some extent here in Arizona. Rather than doing, you know, the Hispanic descansos, I mean, that is always what they are, I decided to invent cowboy descansos. So in the real world, these don't exist. So this is my own new mythology. And there's two of them. Well, these are the first two that I've done. Descansos always have artifacts that were significant and personal to the person who died in that location. And that's what these descansos are. They're a place where people have had accidents on the highway and died as a result. So I've just done these cowboy descansos with artifacts from that cowboy's life. The gun belts, the pistols, and in this case, his Navajo blanket, which, by the way, I purchased from Mark here at the gallery. And this other descanso and some of the others have pairs of boots. And we just used boots and hats and guns that we have right there at our own house. All the boots. We got, you know, zillions of boots because we ride. There's new portraits that I started when the COVID crisis started in March and April. So I just thought without any studio help, and I was going to be by myself in the studio, that I would do some smaller scale work. So for a couple of months there, I created these portraits, and then after that, I started going back up to some of the bigger scale work. And it was fun to be able to get everything that's been stacked up for the last 5 months, just to see what it would look like as a coherent group of, you know, new work.